Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to Jagadambe Reads the Holy Books of India, Ramayana 204. As you may remember, Ravana had succeeded in abducting Sita. 20. Sita in Ravana's city. After he had dispatched the spies to Janasthana, Ravana decided to go and talk to Sita. He had known many women, and they had all been willing to become his paramours. They would resist him in the beginning, perhaps, but his beguiling words would win them over, and they would become his in the end. This was his experience with women, and he did not think that Sita would be any exception to this rule. And again, though he had set out with a view to punish Rama by abducting Sita, Ravana had become a slave to Sita's charms. He fell in love with her, and this love was burning him like a fire. He could not rest even for a moment without thinking of her. He could not be without her, and he hurried to where he had kept her as a captive. He saw her. She was surrounded by the Rakshasis, whom he had placed there as her keepers. Sita was sunk in woe, and her face was tear-stained. She was helpless, and she looked like a small boat caught in a storm in a vast sea. She was like a stricken deer, hunted by a pack of dogs. Her eyes were cast down, and they were veiled by her long lashes. Ravana approached her, and she did not raise her head. Ravana spoke to her about the magnificent palace, which would be hers if only she decided to use it. He made her look all about her. He showed her the several pillars which were beautifully wrought, and terraces which decorated his palace. There were lakes in the garden and beautiful trees. And he said, Sita, 10 crores of Rakshasas and 22 more is the number of subjects whom I rule. I have 1,000 just to attend to my wants. I leave all this at your dear feet. You have become more dear to me than my very life. There are thousands of beautiful women in my harem, but not one of them is fit enough even to touch your feet. Listen to my plea of love and accept me. This city of mine is inaccessible even to Indra. It is surrounded by the sea, which is 100 yojanas in width. When you compare my wealth and my greatness with that of Rama, who is an exile, a victim of the whims of a woman, a tapasvin dressed in coarse cloth, a mere man whose life is so short, when you think on us both, surely cannot still think of him. He is feeble and lacking in prowess. Do not waste your youth, but accept me and my love. Rama can never come here and take you with him. It will be as futile as trying to tie up the wind with silken strands, or like holding a smokeless flame in the naked hand. I am yet to see one who can face me in battle. Be my queen. I lay the world at your feet. I have a Vimana by name Pushpaka, and it can wander in the sky. Let us go in that Vimana and travel wherever you wish, and be happy. Your face, like a lotus, should not look faded and downcast. Sita covered her face with her dress and cried as though her heart would break. Ravana stood by and watched her for a while. He then continued, You do not seem to realize the enormous love I have for you. I have laid the world at your feet, and you do not welcome it. I have placed my head at your 2 feet, and you do not seem to see that I am your slave. Come, Sita, accept me and my love. Have you heard of Ravana placing his head at the feet of anyone, least of all a woman? And yet I am doing it since I love you. Consider me as your slave. You will be mine very soon. Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.